All right, sir. Who do I have here with me today?
Technically, my name's Michael Wayne Bentley.
Michael Wayne Bentley. You are definitely interesting, to say the least. You got a unique story that I feel could let people who are out here, informed on a lot of information that I feel needs to be informed. First of all, I would like to know your age and your current living situation.
Okay, and first of all, you said that, I know you said forget the 10-minute thing, but I know you ain't gonna last an hour or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
So if you were gonna limit my time, then please let me get it out, done, and
yes, sir.
Okay. I was born 2/19/57.
1957.
Went through the Revelation 2019.
Okay.
And that would take some more explaining, so I'm not going to go there right now. The point is, first thing I've really got to do is today, Ukrainian president, I am so sorry that we have an idiot for a president, because nobody should be treated like that, especially a leader of another country. Suit, where's your work clothes? We got a lot of work to do. That's what I'm going to tell him. So.
Okay, why do you want to, okay, so what's being done to him that you feel that is so bad? Could you care to elaborate?
When I pause, I'm just kind of either licking my mouth because I'm a little dry, or taking a breath, or whatever, or I'm between sentences, or whatever.
Yes, sir.
And so that's taking that time. I'm trying to be quick here, get it done and over with. And so, point is, YouTube channel, Michael Wayne Van Horn, name I was born with, planet go back to, so I named me YouTube that. And solutions in there do look different. I learned some shit, had to change them. What I'm very raw about now, I'll be very clear about now. What I begin with is their crap. Who and what you're gonna see as far as who murdered my lady is what I begin with. And watch in order, that's confusing. And when you see her, you'll see why I do anything for her. And though I knew it was good for all, it was for her. And their bullshit killed her. A judge in serving uniform knowingly broke the law, and that put her in danger and killed her. At a time when I was following the judge's order, stay with her 24/7 due to her condition, which I had done a damn good job of figuring out. And when I could figure it out, I could put it down and she'd come out. But, during all that time was dealing with their bullshit. And even though that court admitted it was their lie, never our bullshit, I still get tortured and my lady gets murdered. All because they refused to go talk to doctors. And when I'm following the judge's order, stay with her 24/7 due to her condition, they still decided to rip us apart with that lie again. And on the day I'm supposed to get out of jail by law, because they wanted to try and trick me and thought, well, hey, if you sign this and they don't act by this date, they have to release you. And that's my so-called lawyer. But he's not saying what it is. Well, I knew what it was. Sure, I signed it. Go ahead, give it a try. And they failed miserably. Their psych people said, hey, ain't nothing wrong with them. And the day I'm supposed to get out of jail then, I get pulled in early to talk to two psych people. Inform me, well, first they said that Brandon wanted to talk to you. You want to talk to Brandon? Which I thought was really weird. But I said, of course. Which Brandon? And it was her son, and he proceeds to tell me that she died the morning before.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
In a way that she wouldn't have done. So that means the guy that told him the story lied, because he's the one who gave him that pill and insinuated she better take it. Oh, I know why he did that. That illness or though it wasn't nice.
Yeah.
And so he was probably trying to calm that shit down and didn't get fucked and gave her a fentanyl pill.
Oh no, man.
He told the cops that she got it from some other guy and that it was supposed to be in a Percocet and that she took it on her own and all that. No. I cleaned her purse out too many times to know she wasn't keeping them pills. That was just sort of like Kind of like smoking a peace pipe at the moment,
sir.
right? Calm people down, that sort of thing. So she takes pills. She always threw it into the purse. First time I had to clean her purse, there was that mosaic of melted pills all at the bottom. So I knew she wasn't. And they want to call that an overdose. No, that's murder. But they ain't gonna listen to me. And then he turned around, and though the law said they had to let me loose, yeah, they did. Yeah. So you know, they won't give me my closure on it because I ain't got no paper with it. But we were as married as anyone could possibly fucking be.
Oh.
And though I know what happened and all that, I know how easy they fuck up. And since her purse was missing last time I saw her, she makes me wonder, at that morgue, some guy, I keep visualizing this, he holds up her license and says, hey, see this? That's the drug deal. My lady looked like her license.
Okay.
So did somebody else. Although I'm sure, it's what I'm told, they factor in because they wouldn't let me view the autopsy pictures.
Oh yeah, why not?
Because I didn't have paper.
Oh, because you weren't, was it, when you say paper, is that legally married? Is that what you
Well,
mean?
we were legally married. Heck, we were together 17 and a half years ago.
So that's legally married, yeah.
Well, they call it common law.
Yeah, common law, yep, you're right.
Took me 16 and a half years to figure out schizoaffective disorder. And I did.
Oh,
And
man.
when that
Sorry for your loss.
official at the hospital, top one, calls me, make a deal that either we send her to a building with plenty of doctors and nurses or you stay with her 24/7. We feel it's in her best interest. And I said, well, you're right about that, it is. But near that, end of that conversation, she says, for some reason, she got to trust in you. Right then and there, I know this better than you. I know exactly why. Because I see her separate from that illness, and that's what they need to do. That's where they make a mistake. You keep attacking the person. Quit attacking the person. It's not the person. It's the illness. If you want to call it that, it's really the body. Because to lead the body, we have to be living energy. We are our most basic form.
Sure.
And so that means we simply reside in one. And the body is a separate thing. We blend together, you know. We keep the reins in on them.
Yeah.
Now, when you tell her to, don't teach the body nothing. Because if it learns, and she learned a lot before she ever found me, is how I want to say that. Yeah. So I've seen that do Oscar-winning performances.
Yeah.
At times when I knew that's not who that was, you know. Yeah, they can make themselves look like a person if they know enough to pull a cop or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they believe her. Well, when they found out she lied, well, they really went to her.
Man, I bet. God, man.
This all started because I made a phone call to 911 the first time I had to deal with her at her worst, and I didn't know schizoaffective disorder at that time. We didn't even have the correct diagnosis for it.
Yeah.
And I was just learning day by day what I'm doing. And I called 911 trying to get her to the hospital. I knew she'd been without her medication for at least a few days. I was aware of it.
Yeah.
And long story short, they had 5 reasons to get her to the hospital, including one that I found out halfway to jail. Wondered what's going on here?
Yeah, that's
And
awful.
they said, oh yeah, by the way, you're going to be charged with rape. I said, oh, you get us both to the hospital right now. You get us both checked out. Any proof of that, just plenty of it. It's that time of the month.
Yeah.
And he gets on his radio and talks back to the other guy who's still with her. And he goes, check with that, see if we ain't making a mountain out of a molehill. And what I know now, I wish the hell I had screamed to him. You son of a bitch, you ain't even got a fucking molehill. There's a complete medical emergency needing paramedics.
Yeah.
And they never sent them. That's what I asked for. They never sent them. Usually, if they're worried about calling for paramedics, while they're sitting down the street well, cops check it out, make sure it's safe.
100%.
They didn't even do that.
Yeah, that's
And these two
awful, man.
bonehead cops called it something it wasn't. Mainly because there's a witch hunt at that time. Because just I don't know, a week or two before that, the Tacoma chief of police shot his wife and himself. And they went nuts on domestic violence stuff.
I bet.
It was in the news. Some of these cases I watched, I said, we're calling that domestic violence? Really? That's not domestic violence.
Yeah.
And so I should have been warned by that, you know.
Yeah, like knew ahead of time, probably.
Yeah. Well, I did. I saw that ahead of time, right? But I called 911 anyways, and it was really pissing me off the most.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Fucking stupid. They make me feel calling 911. God.
I'm sorry about that, man. That's awful.
And this crime still continues because they didn't clean my record like they were supposed to, like the law is required to do when a poisonous tree is found. And shit, when I found it, I pointed out to them, and they put a tiny little correction on that big line and left all that shit in there. I said, hey, well, we got to get, oh, that's no hold, no bullshit. But, you know, that court, that whole city court, they had a system. I call it assembly on justice. It's killing innocent people as we talk.
Yeah, putting innocent people in jail.
Oh, yeah. Well, the judge made his little mark on that one that proves that why did he change that mark? He could make this one all this time, and all of a sudden on this one day, it changes. Because that day truth come out in open court, I didn't know about the lie at that time, you know.
Yeah.
So, hey, that's what I expect. But I'm standing around there going, I'm the only thing moving my head around, looking at everybody frozen. What? Something happened.
Yeah, that's
What the fuck happened? What happened was, and I thank God that court clerk did her job right. Her computer was the only computer in this world that had the truth on it. And I accepted a plea bargain the first day I was in on the bullshit. And I wasn't guilty of that, but hell, I wouldn't have tried to severely in a slave with women through the court system. But so I accepted disorderly conduct. Hell, I don't give a fuck about that. You know, I'm fine. Put it on my own. It's not what they did. It's what I signed. You know,
They didn't give you that?
The hard copy, what I signed, that's what it said and all that. So that part's right. Her computer's right. But everybody else's computers isn't. All the papers at front of everybody isn't. You know, I was so stupid on that one. Because when I found out about that line, oh, I was so pissed at that judge.
I bet you were.
Oh, you son of a bitch, you.
Yeah, that's awful,
Yeah,
man.
I was so pissed at him. It took me maybe a few months more before I realized that prosecutor, he had the same line in front of him. I started getting mad at that. You son of a bitch. You knew it was a lie, and you continued doing it. Oh, you son of a bitch. So I was so mad at him a few months more before I realized my own fucking lawyer had it in front of me. Son of a bitch. See, I can be slow and stupid.
Man. Yeah, that's awful.
Why
What a
didn't I know
story,
that,
man.
by the way? Because I was so pissed at the individuals and with other shit going on and whatnot, you know. So, you know, you can be a little slow and stupid sometimes. At least I can. Of course, I did.
Yeah, miss
I
certain
did have a
things.
little injury go up here when I was young, so which I figured out on my own on that one.
Yeah.
But the point is, I can't let that continue.
Yes, sir.
I know what to do and how to do it. And if it avoids extinction, which ends up being the bigger problem, doesn't really matter how it looks. Okay, well, I talk truth anyway, so even if I'm wrong, I don't think I am, then I was supposed to do the same.
I don't see what's wrong with that.
Here's another thing to check out. The History Channel has a show called Timeline. And they have a chapter called Lost Tomb of Jesus Christ. Look that up.
I'll
Watch
do
that.
that.
It's very enlightening. And it's You can see the science in it with the numbers.
Okay.
There's no way all those people are going to be in the same place if it ain't them.
Yes, sir.
And Mary Magdalene was in there.
Oh yeah, Mary.
That proves beyond a reasonable doubt that she was the wife. There's no way she would be in there if she wasn't.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Yes, and a tiny sarcophagus is in there as well.
Man, I'm definitely gonna check that out.
I guess they thought they were going to use it because it was empty. Species bloodline living on. Now I don't need this to do it.
Yeah.
I know what to do and how to do it. But what's my DNA do match the DNA found in barotrauma crust?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, wouldn't that speak to you though? Here's what I can guarantee you. Whether it says yes or no, by the time they can figure that out, look how much good I can have. They ain't gonna stop me. I
Yeah.
already got the biggest lawsuits the world's ever seen.
Really?
If I'd gone the court way, I'd own this country. Still owe me money. Got any money?
Wow.
You see, I'm real good with numbers.
I bet you are.
Yeah. I had an accounting teacher make a speech about my accounting score in high school. I was pissed because I used that last piece of paper. I tried to find out, hey, there ain't enough information.
Yeah.
Well, do what you think. I kept pushing for more information. He wouldn't give me no more information. So apparently it was put in there to make sure no one got 100. I had perfect paper, and I figured, oh hell, I must use it. It wouldn't be here, right?
Yeah.
Why else? This last piece of paper. Why else would it be here? So I went and used it. I got 99.
That's good.
No, it's bad. I had 100, and I threw it away. I got 99.
Yeah, 99 is good to me. I gotta ask you, man. In 5 years, where do you see yourself from now? If you could think out that far, I gotta ask.
Well, if we have 5 years, that means I've avoided extinction.
Oh, okay.
We can track this comet. They found it now. I put it in 2019 in that YouTube channel. I forget which one, but it's in there. Of the comet sitting in the picture of Hades' Comet. Simply because I had viewed Hades' Comet.
Yeah.
We happened to notice something. Well, I noticed it, and all the rest said, yeah, you're right. It doesn't look like a potato. Not a horse spud, to be exact.
Yeah.
That was 1986. 33 years later, I heard a scientist say something, channel surfing, and I stopped to listen, in time to hear him say that if you could see this, which you cannot, you can't see it with naked eye, you can't see it with binoculars, and you can't see it with a typical household telescope.
Yeah.
But if you could, Hades' Comet would look like a potato. Well, hold the fuck on here. Why is he saying I couldn't see what I know I saw?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I thought too. But you see, I get this mind to do one thing only, is problem solve. And so it's scrambling, trying to find the answer to that, and it's just flabbergasted. So now I've got to think another way to view this. And, well, I have to believe him. I tend to believe scientists anyways.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to believe him. I know he's wrong, but I have to believe him. So why is he right? So for the first time in 33 years, I gave my observation a thought. See, that's where we fuck up. We don't think about our thoughts. We don't think about what we see.
Yeah.
You know, simple little thing. Hey, cool observation. Funny observation, whatever it is.
Whatever it is, just.
And then maybe later it ends up, holy shit, that means something. Don't miss. Because he was right. Hades' Comet, that big ball of flames, right? Some say chemical light. Either way, it looked like flames. No way to see through that. He's right. Now I got to figure out why we did. And so once I did that, something else had to be shining so brightly on Hades' Comet to shine through it, allow us to see that shadow.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I knew instantly then it's not going to escape the camera. I know where the evidence is. I know where the proof. So I can talk about this. I'm free to talk about this.
Yeah, that's
because I know it's true. Simple. So anyhow, see, that's just the mental illness.
Yeah, you're getting wild for nothing.
Anyways, not really. It's something's driving that anger. Something happened that probably ain't very good in the past.
Yeah, they're
now,
wild.
the ones I spend more time dealing with, and I can work with things like that if they're willing to work with. But the ladies, you know, my lady was a damaged lady, damaged child. So my main priority is for the goddesses. Because the God in the Bible is just to protect your God, true God, and true God's goddess. That's simple. The only guy can get by, old puppy little nose down there. Because we all got a bit of God and devil in it. Right? We're that
That's
living
what they say. Yeah, they definitely say that.
The body's got that animal instinct thing going on, right?
Yes, sir.
But think of it as your spacesuit. The Bible says take care of the temple, the church. It's trying to say it's separate. Because we are. If we can leave the body, we're separate.
100%.
And I've always felt strongly since I was little that we leave the body. I wasn't sold on the Bible. But I was right not to, because nobody was properly teaching the Bible. Vanity stepped in that door. They didn't want to look stupid in front of the congregation, so they don't talk about what they don't understand. Everybody got stuck on morals, the easy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, why did Jesus speak in parables? To get people to think. That's what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
You gotta untwist the thinking of society. Because they are heading for their own suicidal extinction. They know the problems, they know the answers and all this, yet they still do it. So if everybody agrees that, hey, this is wrong, why do we still do it?
Man, that's crazy.
That is crazy. That's crazy in a nutshell right there.
100%.
Okay? So who's saying it? The people running around thinking wrong
Yeah.
that we call society?
It's awful.
Or the victims thrown into the street by sons of bitches who want to abuse their power and authority, treasonous traitors. And then they're put a moniker on them, and now the victims are being victimized even more.
Yeah. it's
Because
awful.
Judge in several in uniform knowingly broke the law to put me and my lady in danger to kill her.
Yeah, that's
Okay?
awful.
That's complicity to murder. And not one single person that I have talked to that can in any way be involved in trying to do something about that has ever taken a step to it. And that includes anybody in the criminal justice system and physicians hospital.
Yeah, I'm
Not one step
sorry
has been
about
made
that.
to
That's
solve that
awful.
crime because they're trying to cover the shit up and they fucked up there. And now, if anybody higher up is getting wind of this, they're going to want to cover it up because, oh no, he got too much.
yeah.
So we can't. So
Yeah,
I
that's
put it out
awful.
there. So how are they going to stop me from being in the public eye when I put it on YouTube?
Yeah.
See, when it goes viral, then we'll avoid our extinction.
And there it is. I gotta change this battery soon.
Okay.
But man, like I want to tell you, thank you. Your story was amazing,
Yeah,
interesting.
well, that's just a touch on.
I already know.
I told you that earlier.
I'm gonna have to get an update with you because this is amazing stuff, man. That I think needs to be heard.
Once I get a better public eye,
Yeah.
you know, and I ain't saying this isn't going to be. You maybe get this go viral. I hope the hell so.
We'll see. Let's see what it does.
But you can pick any problem you want. I'll tell you how to solve it.
All right,
And that
man.
includes how you get the bullies out of the police force. You change how you hire on that psych test. You find the question, make a bully stand out. A bully with a gun? Oh, fellow bully, come get this job. That's why there's the good cop is outnumbered.
I believe
And
it.
there are good cops. I know a few.
Yeah, there's some good ones.
Yeah. Problem is, there's only a few, and
the
they're in
rest are
danger of
bad.
doing anything because the bad cops will harm them or the family, and that's a very real danger for them.
I bet. That's awful.
So, you
man.
know, but look at Neon Neck. That officer knew what he was doing. And even if he was just careless, it's no less torture. The officer that went over to try and say, hey, man, get up, he vindicates himself. He is a good cop. He should never have done any time. Okay? But he was a younger cop, and he could only do so much because, you know, he knew not to go against these older cops. Okay? But he did vindicate himself by at least trying And that means one hell of a lot to me.
I bet it does.
During all that shit, I only ever had 2 sorries. And that means a hell of a lot to me. One was a lawyer that was trying to get out of that fucking mess, but he got pulled in, had to be a substitute, right? He knew what was going on. And the other was an officer putting cuffs on me. He's saying sorry. Because he knew me and Terry a little better than the average.
So he had a little bit
situation.
of
So he knew I was right for her. And that's why he said sorry. So if he's saying sorry, what the fuck is the cuffs on for?
Yeah,
because the law says he has to? A stupid law that took away an officer being able to dispense justice at street level? No, that officer needs that. It's one of his biggest tools. Now granted, there's only a few officers, percentage-wise, that would use it wisely. The others, they wouldn't be using justice, so you can't expect it anyways.
Yep, that's awful. I'm gonna end it here.
I did have a Mesa officer jump on my constitutional rights the other night, and I tried to tell him he's wrong, but he kept threatening me with arrest, and I couldn't point out exactly. I knew he was wrong, but so the next day I double checked, and sure enough, there's the addresses on the buildings that he said weren't there. He said the address he had a piece of paper on covered the entire area.
Yeah, that's
No,
awful,
it did not.
Man.
No, it did not. And I told him that, and I told him he was being a piece of shit. And if he was really solid on what he was saying, oh, he'd have jumped out of that vehicle when I called him a piece of shit. You betcha.
Yeah.
But no, so I kept calling him a piece of shit because he's being a treasonous traitor. He's a breaking law.
Yeah, they made an oath
in uniform. And then I told another officer about it, and he stood up for that officer, and he broke the law by punishing me for freedom of speech.
Yeah,
so you can't come back on property tonight. Fine, I was already walking off. I didn't give a fuck about that. But the point is that he did do that, and that is breaking the law.
100%.
And I've been trying to get him to understand, hey, you connect me with the professors at the ASU, and we'll start saving lives, because there's a giant calm coming, and it's what flooded Noah, and we can track it. They've got enough information to track it easily.
All right.
One piece I got to take him to, though. So I got to take him where I stand and point in the sky. That's the most recent sign of it, and it's what gave me the answer for what bothered me as far as where's the glow. Once I knew the answer, but where was the glow? There's no glow. An obstacle lives in the sky on October 30th, 2019, gave me the answer. Shortly, it just begins and ends with a dot, but there's other phases it goes through, looking like a comet and a second sun and all this. The coolest obstacle collision I've ever seen. But since it begins with a dot and ends with a dot, then we're talking a fine beam of light. So a fine beam of light hit Halley's Comet. That's why it had no glow. And it took me a while to figure out why the scientists didn't know, or they keep it secret, what the hell going on there. And I finally figured out there's too much time for them to keep it a secret. They ain't that smart. And so then I stumbled for a while longer, then how did they miss it? And I was saying the answer all the time, you know, because these are detail-oriented scientists. They study star maps all the time. How can they miss it? Because they didn't look at it as a star map. That was the answer.
And there it is. My battery's almost gonna die, but man, this was a amazing interview, buddy. I would love to get a part 2 to this so you can finish and further explaining about this comet. It's interesting.
Can we do it somewhere else more comfortable though?
Oh yeah. I just want to thank you for this first part right here. Let you know I appreciate you and your time, man. It's been amazing. Hopefully, you know, we can, like I said, do a part 2 to this and continue the story. Thank you so much.
Maybe part 2, maybe I get on a news camera, TV camera, whatever I can.
All right, man. Thank you.
Okay.